Jarek here. Oh yeah, we're doing this. Now, I don't typically make videos like this, but, I mean, it's Halo related, that's video game stuff, so let's make a one-off. Here's some Halo Nerf guns. These are really cool, I just had to make a video about them. Now, I have a few of these to talk about, including a Halo Nerf rocket launcher. Stay tuned to the end to see that one. But let's start with the MA40 first. As you have probably figured out, this is based off the Halo Infinite assault rifle. And it does a pretty good job. What surprised me right away is that while yes, this is made of plastic, it actually is somewhat heavy. I'm willing to bet they put weights in here to make it balanced right around the middle. This one is electric, it is automatic, it uses C-cell batteries, 4 of them go right in the side here. And if you're unfamiliar with how Nerf works, this is a flywheel blaster. What that means is that there's wheels spinning inside of this, and then a plastic piece pushes the dart into the wheel, which launches it. That's what the second trigger down here is for. This is the rev trigger. This revs up those wheels. The one downside to a flywheel blaster is that this is somewhat loud. Let me start revving it. So it's going to be sounding like a vacuum, and this one is somewhat quiet compared to the other ones I've heard. But you want to rev it to full speed, then pull the trigger so the dart gets full velocity. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. The magazine just holds the darts. You load 10 full-length darts in here. This is a specially made mag to make it look good in the assault rifle, but if you have regular Nerf mags, they also work. They'll look a little bit weird, but they will work, and you get more than 10 rounds. There's one really big downside, though. I said this thing is automatic. That's not incorrect, but it's semi-automatic. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they didn't just make it full auto. They can. They have the ability to. In fact, they're making an Aliens pulse rifle, which will be full auto, and it seems like it's basically the same internally. It's still really cool, but that's just a huge downside to this blaster. But let's be real, if you're buying this thing, it's because it's a Halo Nerf assault rifle. That's so cool. On top of that, it's surprisingly comfortable. The thumb hole could be a little bigger, but what's really comfortable is the foregrip. I only point this out because it's like someone put an oil drum and shoved it to the front of the gun, so I didn't expect it to be as comfortable as it is. It makes me question why more real guns don't have this, but it's probably for cost reasons. Other few small things to mention is that this cocking handle doesn't actually do anything, it's just a plastic piece that you click into the side of the gun, don't try to pull it. There is an unjamming door in the back that you open in case anything gets jammed. And this piece up here, the ammo counter, which doesn't actually function, can be pulled off if you really want to pull it off. Just like that. And the reason I mention this is because this gun comes with a rail raiser, which makes it look absurd. There you go. If you wanted to put any normal optic on this, you could. Let me just put this on here for the sake of doing it. Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? That just looks fantastic. I mean, if you're gonna put a scope on this, oh, I even put that on backward, that's fun. If you're gonna put a scope on this though, you're gonna need the rail raiser, otherwise it would be blocked by the aesthetics of the assault rifle. So I understand why they included it, but it looks ridiculous. Anyway, let me take that off, that looks terrible. There is one more cool thing about this assault rifle, and that's that it comes with this. This is a code that you can redeem on halowaypoint.com/redeem, and that will give you an extra skin in Halo Infinite to make your Halo Infinite assault rifle look like the Nerf gun. Look, there it is! It also even comes with a little Nerf dart charm if you want that. I'll probably never end up using it. Probably not end up playing Halo Infinite's multiplayer until they actually finish it on top of that. But I mean, I probably wouldn't end up using this skin anyway, just because the red and black ones look better and red and black is the optimal color scheme. But I mean, come on, this is cool. Before I continue on, I want to quickly mention that I've actually made a video like this in the past for Halo 5, 7 years ago. My gosh, look how young I looked. Look at that ugly background. This is before I started shaving my head. Ugh, normal dude bro hair. Anyway, I mentioned this video because I covered BoomCo Halo 5 limited edition Nerf guns. And again, these are limited edition guns. You are not going to be able to get these forever. You can get this one for around $50 to $90 on Amazon, but that's supply and demand, and once they stop making these, it's going to be real hard to get them. I really wanted to point that out. Like, for example, the BoomCo guns I covered in that video, good luck finding them now. I'll also take this time to say that Nerf guns have kind of become like a secondary hobby of mine. There's some really cool Nerf guns nowadays. I mean, I have a blowback shell ejecting Nerf Glock. I have a fully automatic QBZ-95. I have a shell ejecting double barrel that can fire 2 darts at once. I have an M249 saw that uses links to shoot properly. I also have an MG3 that does the same thing. In fact, I just posted a review on that. So if you want to see more of these Nerf guns, check out my other channel, which used to be my Airsoft channel. I've repurposed it as a Nerf channel now. That channel is just Jarek Ford. You can go ahead and click up there to see the MG3 review and then subscribe to that channel if you want. Please do. I don't expect to get a bunch of views. This is stuff I'm doing just because it's fun, but you know, I'd like more people to see it. Next up is the Mangler. My first reaction to this was, damn, this looks full size. Like, this looks proper size to the gun in the game. My second reaction was, oh man, my assumption that these would be foam was not right. These are plastic, and I can see a bunch of kids definitely hurting other kids with these things. Don't hit people with these. These are plastic that would hurt. Other than that, there's actually not too much to say. It's in the shape of a Mangler. It's a simple spring-operated fire weapon. You load the darts through the front, which is kind of a little bit of a pain. You can only load one at a time. You really have to get your finger in there and turn it. It almost feels like you're breaking it when you do that. It's ultimately not a big deal, but keep that in mind. That is how it's intended to be loaded. You can find this one for about $20, not the most expensive because it's overall super simple. So here's a few clips of it shooting. Next up, we have the Halo Bulldog Shotgun, and this is a lot cooler than I expected it to be. It just translates to a Nerf gun really well. I guess that makes sense. It's a simple cylinder firing Nerf gun. It uses full-length darts, all of these do. This one has flip-up sights, if you would really use them. It's mostly just for cosmetics. But this thing is super simple, but in this case, simplicity is beautiful. It's just pump and shoot. That's all it is. It holds 10 rounds in here, 10 darts, I should say. It automatically rotates. If you need to load more in, you can rotate it on your own. It sounds like it's breaking. It's not, don't worry. But this gun made me question something about the actual Bulldog Shotgun. Looking at it, it has an ejection port in the back over here. How in the world does that work with a cylinder shotgun? How does a shotgun get out of the cylinder to the ejection port? What? There's no way that would actually function. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. This one is one of those ones where it's cool, but the fun factor is the main reason why I like it so much. Because not only can you just shoot this thing, but you can slam fire it just by holding the trigger down and pumping. Super, super cool. It also comes with one of those codes that I showed earlier for the assault rifle, but in this case, it applies it to your Bulldog, and you can have one of those dart charms on it too. Look, there it is. This will never fail to make me smile. It's just so silly. I don't know why. It's just look at it. The only downside I can say to this blaster is that you can't reload it like you can in the game. You can't just pull out the cylinder and put a new one in. If you tried that, the darts would get in the way. Also, it's just not really built to do that. You'd really have to yank it out. You might break something. I wouldn't recommend it. Just don't do it. And last, but certainly not least, we have that Halo rocket launcher I teased at the beginning.